Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty cool things to go over. We have some new release date hints and updates regarding Pokemon Legends EA, and then a few other things to break down as well about the world of Pokemon. So there's a lot of things to take a look at. If you're excited for the video, drop a like down below. Let's try to hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's take a look at the release date hints for Pokemon Legends EA. Now, from the trailer that we got recently, it just said releasing worldwide simultaneously 2025. So we still did not get a specific release date for Pokemon Legends EA. However, though, there has been a slight update because the Japanese trailer says something a little bit different. So this was originally found from Poke saying Pokemon Legends EA release date. So while the English Pokemon Presents stated late 2025, the Japanese Presents specified autumn. So Japanese autumn technically starts on September the 23rd and is usually considered to last until sometime around November. So again, that might not mean anything crazy because obviously we usually get Pokemon games in November. It just means that the release window is between the 23rd of September to around the kind of like end of November. But there's also a couple more updates about this in regards to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and what they said for that. So we have Soul Silver out here saying this is huge. The most depressing part of the presents for me was the Legends EA late 2025 release window. But if this is a translation that's precise, we could still get a September or possibly even late August release in my opinion. The good thing about them being ambiguous on the exact date is that it means they themselves probably haven't even locked down the date. So they have left it open in case they need to change it. And then we also have the kind of little bit of reply here from Poke saying, Soul, have some faith. It's late at night, I'm afraid. But it's one kanji. Even my tired zombie brain can't mess that up. Basically saying that, you know, the translation is correct. And then we have Poke saying, also, just to clarify, August is 100% out. No Japanese person would ever consider August as autumn. August is the outside world, is a sauna, and I will melt into a puddle summer peak. So it basically can't be August. But then we also have a little bit of an update regarding this from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So this was posted from Centro Leaks, saying, according to the Japanese Pokemon website, Pokemon Legends EA launches in fall 2025, a little bit earlier than our usual winter releases. Because then it says, note that for November releases, they always use winter. This is the first time they've used fall. So all points to a release in October or earlier. And then we have November is fall, hell, most of December is in fall. And then obviously it's a reply to this saying November is fall because winter is December, January, and February. But the way that Japan kind of states it is that their winter is, like, their winter would be November. Like, the way that they word it and stuff is their winter is November. So yeah, November for us is still autumn because winter is December, January, February. But for Japan, it's a little bit different. That's what we're trying to get across here. So this is the first time they've used fall instead of winter. So when they were referencing Scarlet and Violet, which came out in November, they said winter. But now they're saying fall. So they're saying autumn this time. So this time it could be literally like an October or earlier release, which would change things up. But again, a lot of people think this might be like a release game for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but I think there could be an enhanced version for the Nintendo Switch 2 because that was, I guess, revealed in the Terra Leak. So maybe they're trying to get this game out a little bit earlier so they can get the Legends EA game out a little bit closer to the Nintendo Switch 2 release date. We don't know when the Switch 2 is coming out. We have the Direct in April. We have all the hands-on experiences finishing around June-ish, I think. So maybe late June, early July is when we could see the Nintendo Switch 2 come out. And then obviously we have August, September, October. So maybe Legends EA comes out around September, October time, so it can be like very close to when the Switch 2 comes out, and then the enhanced version drops at the same time as the regular version, and then they can just kind of make extra money from it because there's two versions of Legends EA there. You can get one for the Switch, you can get one for the Switch 2, because they're going to want a Pokemon game on the Switch 2 the year the Switch 2 comes out, because Pokemon is one of the big cash cows of Nintendo. It's the biggest media franchise in the world. This game is going to sell millions, so why not have it for both consoles? It makes sense from a business point of view, so that could be something that happens. But yeah, I know it's a little bit confusing because our November is different in terms of autumn and fall to Japan, but it's the way they word things. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. We've got a couple of other things to go over as well. We've got Nintendo Everything here tweeting out saying Pokemon CEO says that Pokemon will go downhill if we become complacent. So this was posted on, like I say, Nintendo Everything, saying as the franchise celebrates its 29th anniversary today, so this was obviously on Pokemon Day, the Pokemon Company CEO Ishihara has reflected on the future. This comes as part of an interview with the BBC. So Pokemon has maintained its popularity since its Japanese debut in 1996. Even over the past few years, it's clear that interest isn't waning. We've seen that smash hit that was Pokemon Go, the craze over Pokemon TCG cards, and the dedicated video games are still selling incredibly well. What could stop the success of Pokemon? Probably not much. But Ishihara said that things will go downhill if we become complacent and go with the flow. So Ishihara's full words as shared by the BBC saying, if we continue focusing on our mission, Pokemon can probably continue to its 50th or 100th anniversary. But if we become complacent and go with the flow, that's when Pokemon will go downhill. And then Pokemon celebrated its anniversary today with the latest news and announcements. That included the reveal of Pokemon Champions, our first look of Pokemon Legends EA for the Nintendo Switch, and more. You can find coverage of those two upcoming titles here and here. So yeah, what he's basically saying here is that we have to keep adapting, we have to keep changing things, otherwise Pokemon is going to go downhill. And that's exactly what Pokemon Legends EA is. I mean, they did say it's the most ambitious title they've ever made. I feel like they say that every single year. But it generally is the most ambitious title they've ever made. This is a game that is completely different than what we're used to seeing in Pokemon. Real-time battling, which we've never had before in a mainline series Pokemon game. The game takes place solely in one city, like we've never had that before in a Pokemon main series game. Like it's completely against everything we're used to, but it looks incredible, and I don't think I've ever been so excited about a Pokemon game. Like real-time battling is just something I've always wanted. The starter choices are great for me. I get a lot of people don't like them, but I absolutely love Johto, so I'm very happy that 2 of the 3 are Johto starters. I'm just, again, green flags everywhere for this game. So it will be interesting if basically how they continue to do things. Like, they're going to keep pushing the boat out, they're going to keep breaking the boundaries, and they're going to keep changing things. Like for Generation 10, what's going to happen with that? Are we going to have real-time battling for that? Because we do have Pokemon Champions now, so if you ever want the basic Pokemon battling experience with VGC, then you go to that game, but maybe real-time battling stays in Gen 10. Who knows? Because obviously then, what's it going to be at like Worlds? Are they going to use Pokemon Champions for the battles, or are they going to use Pokemon Generation 10? Because it's going to be a lot easier to use Pokemon Champions, but we also know that not every single Pokemon's going to be in Pokemon Champions unless they change that. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, but yeah, it's definitely food for thought that how they're going to kind of like continue the evolution, no pun intended, of the Pokemon games. So that's everything for that. He also made a comment about Ash as well, and I know that a lot of people are wondering what's happening to Ash in the anime and stuff, but we do actually have a slight update regarding that. So we've got Stealth here tweeting out saying Mr. Ishihara says one of the hardest questions he's asked is what Ash Ketchum is doing now. So even though, this is his quote, even though the TV camera may not be following them, Ash's journey is continuing and his partner Pikachu is right next to him. So when Ash comes back, I just assume he will wait 5 or 10 plus years and make it special. Either age Ash up and give him a new series or include him in a movie. I think there is still shock Pokemon Company retired him after 25 years. So yeah, the thing with Ash is what I think that they do always have that backup universe. You know, with the I Choose You movie, the Secrets of the Jungle movie with Zarude and Ho-Oh and Marshadow and stuff in those kind of movies. So they can always fall back and bring out an Ash movie in that timeline. But the one where he's the world champion and he's done it all, I don't know the next time we're going to see him. Is he going to pop up in the Scarlet and Violet series? Probably not. I think they're just kind of done with Ash for a little bit. Kind of was expecting some sort of movie announcement this year on Pokemon Day, which we did not get, which was a little bit unfortunate because we still just have not had a Pokemon movie in forever, it feels like. So I think the next movie will be kind of cool to have Ash back, but it's probably just not going to be Ash. It's probably just going to be Lyco and Roy, Scarlet and Violet, which is, again, maybe I'm a little bit biased because I've grown up watching Ash, and it's just weird seeing another protagonist, but it's not a bad anime. You know, the new anime is decent. It's not bad. I'm not saying that at all. It's just I don't know, I'd like to see him back on the screens at some point, whether it's in a movie or if it's like a spin-off or something like that, who knows. But either way, he did comment on that. And then we also have this to go over as well about E3. Just wanted to quickly take a look at this. After giving up on E3, the Entertainment Software Association announces a new gaming event which is planned to take place in 2026. So this was posted on Game Rant, saying the Entertainment Software Association, so ESA, best known as the organizer of E3, which of course, as we know, it just doesn't really exist anymore, has announced a new gaming event called the Interactive Innovation Conference. So the first confirmed details of the upcoming event suggest that its concept will be significantly different from that of E3, at least compared to the trade show's most recent editions. So the last Electronic Entertainment Expo happened in 2021. ESA reportedly lost millions of dollars on E3 2021, then cancelled the subsequent 2 iterations of the trade show. In December 2023, the Washington, D.C. based organization announced it had decided to discontinue E3. 14 months after officially killing E3, ESA is now back with the announcement of another gaming event, the Interactive Innovation Conference, or LICON, stylized as Icon. Much like its, I don't know what that word is, suggests, Icon has been envisioned as a forward-thinking conference where industry professionals can learn from the network from one another. ESA describes it as a first-of-its-kind event designed to connect visionaries, thought leaders, and innovators from across industries, all with the goal of helping them harness the power of interactive entertainment. So the dates are April the 27th to the 30th, 2026. This is the foundation event. This is the venue. And then also confirmed presenters. We do have Amazon Games, Disney Electronic Arts, Epic Games, Microsoft, Nintendo of America. So that's why I'm covering this, because Nintendo is going to be there. So Icon will take place between April the 27th and the 30th, 2026. Its venue of choice is the Fountain Blue Resort, a 5-star hotel in downtown Las Vegas. Plenty of longtime E3 partners have already agreed to send representatives to host keynotes at the event. The list of confirmed Icon 2026 keynote presents includes officials from Nintendo of America, PlayStation, Ubisoft, Electronic Arts, Take-Two Interactive, among others. The conference will be invite only, and prospective attendees can already sign up for updates from the organizers on the official Icon website. Most invitations will likely function as exclusive paid tickets, though it's currently unclear when they will become available. So the invite-only nature of the event makes it significantly different from the modern iterations of E3, which were largely consumer-oriented. At the same time, this exclusivity and the event's focus on innovation and networking make it reminiscent of the E3's original concept. Between 1995 and 2016, the Electronic Entertainment Expo was an industry-only event, and its 2017 edition was the first that was open to the public. So as far as the game's announcements are concerned, that aspect of E3 was already effectively replaced by Summer Game Fest and publisher-specific events, the latter of which ESA cited as the main reason for discontinuing its long-running trade show. However, the Icon announcement suggests that ESA still sees a place for an industry-focused gaming event. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Again, Nintendo is going to be there, stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as big as E3 was, but it's still something to just kind of like take note of. And again, we have the dates of this as well, like April 27th and 30th. Again, it's more than a year away, so we're not going to be thinking about this for a while now, but I thought I'd just include this in today's video just because it was something new, and obviously it's just referencing Nintendo as well. So let me know your thoughts on that. Are you bothered about it, or do you think it's just going to be a load of nothing? And then also let me know your thoughts on everything else that we've covered today as well. What are your thoughts on Ash? Do you think he's ever going to be back in the anime? Do you think we're going to get a movie about him? And then also, what are your thoughts on Pokemon saying it will go downhill if they don't keep changing things? Do you like that they keep changing things, or do you just want them to do normal Pokemon games, badge, so on, Elite Four, win the game, everything like that? Or do you like the fact that they keep changing things and everything? Like, every game is like different now. Really, over the last few years, we had Legends, we had Sword and Shield, which was different because it had the open world sort of wild area. We then get like, well, BDSP is just what it is. We got Legends Arceus, which again completely changed Pokemon. We then got Scarlet and Violet, the first fully open world Pokemon game. And now we're getting Legends ZA, which has real-time battling. So it means that Gen 10 is most likely going to have something brand new, but what that's going to be, like, we don't know. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you like the fact that every single game is changing something quite dramatic, or do you just want them to go back to what they were? And then also, what are your thoughts on the release date hints for Pokemon Legends ZA as well? When do you think this game is going to come out? Again, if we are taking note of what they said about like the Scarlet and Violet games and stuff, then this potentially could be coming out around September or October time, which is obviously earlier than November. We are potentially going to get a August Direct. Again, if they do drop this ZA game during the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, then that means we're going to get news in April. And then if we get an August Presents as well, that's news in August. And then of course it would drop maybe like September or October time. So it does make sense with maybe like 1 or 2 trailers in between. That'd be fine. I think people would be happy with that. But either way, let me know your thoughts on everything that we covered today. If you did enjoy the video, drop a like down below. Really does help out. Let's try and hit 500. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we covered. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.